I'm so happy to be here live in my group and in Women Help Women. And I'm so happy to talk today about the business chakras. So I don't know how familiar you are with the chakras in business, how much you have worked with it. Most people are familiar with the business, with the chakras from meditation or yoga practices. And what we do here is to take the same kind of energies and what they stand for onto your business, because that is how you can identify the topics, the themes that are going on energetically in your business, and you can take measures and energize your business accordingly. So if you have any questions about business chakras, there is also a link that I'm going to share here when ready, so that you can assess your own business chakras. Yes, so today we speak about the sacral chakra, and the sacral chakra stands for cultivation. And cultivation is a broad thing in your business. So creativity goes into that. Culture, what is your business culture? The workflow and organization in your business, and also the creativity. So what are the workflows? What are the processes that help you to create? Now, some of us, like me, for example, love to create and are in this creation state all day long, right? And then we don't like that, then there is an overflow of energy, and then we don't put enough energy into the processing of this creation. Like, what from the state of creativity creates a product for my business? What is my product? How can I define it as something that I can offer, right? And so to come from a state of creativity to actually have a product, there is this process, and that is ruled, let's say, in the sacral chakra. Okay, the sacral chakras, for those who don't know, is in the lower abdomen area, the pelvis, and up there. So as we women know, that's where creation happens. That's where things grow until we give birth. That's not only a physical truth, but also a metaphysical truth, and that is what the chakras come to explain here. Okay, so this is a live call, a live talk. So what you can do is that you can ask questions and I will answer them directly to you. This is your real chance, because those calls are going to be recorded and then put on a membership site. So right now I'm open for your questions, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing what are the specific themes in your sacral chakra in business that you would wish had more flow, right? So is it the workflow? Is it the creativity? Or is it the culture? And what do I mean by culture? What for big businesses, we know something like corporate culture, right? And then that's not about how many free beers you get and how many team meetings you have. It's also true if you're a solopreneur. How much do you nurture yourself? Where do you learn? Where do you study? Where do you give yourself time for creativity, time for creation, time to build up these workflows, right? So that you can keep creating and that the processes are taking care of themselves. So is it a team? Is it automation? Like, what is supporting you and assisting you when you put these processes in place? So if you have a specific question about the sacral chakra, the cultivation of your business, just write it here and I will see it and be very happy to answer you here directly. Of course, send a friend request and we can also have a chat afterwards. If you're generally curious what the business chakras are, so you can assess your own business chakras in with the link that you will find here around this this video. So let's go a little deeper in how to look at or assess this process of creation. Okay, so when we look at the chakras, as you know, there is the crown chakra, the third eye chakra for the vision, the purpose, the vision, the communication. So I'm already giving the business interpretation of it. I mean, it's nice if you have a purpose and a vision, but if you don't voice it, share it, and, you know, basically do marketing, where is that vision going? But today we're with the sacral chakra, so we talk about the product that you're creating. And then this has to flow through all the other chakras, so you can voice it, you can offer it. The circulation is in the heart chakra, where you go out and find the clients and have this exchange of offer or product or service for value in terms of money, because every business is not a business if you don't have the monetary value sustaining your business, right? So that's the heart chakra, and we're going to get to it next week. Yes, so it starts with, is your product, is what you create, is it connected to your purpose, right? Or is it something that is totally out of alignment? So when you create, when you go into this cultivation and creation state, always make sure that it is connected to the higher purpose of your business or of your life. And then you have a vision. And the question here is, how does your product align with the vision that you have for your business, for your product, right? Or for how you help your clients, how you help the world, right? Because as an entrepreneur, I know that most probably, if you're like me, we help through our creations in our business, right? So what's your vision? How do you help? And that is how you connect the third eye chakra to the sacral chakra, right? And make sure that the energy flows there. What is between them? There is the marketing, the throat chakra in between, and there is the heart, the circulation, the making a deal, the enrolling, and having having your clients enrolling with your product and service, or buying it, just frankly. So what is creating this process? Maybe just also when we connect it to the root chakra, what are the resources that you need in order to create, right? If you don't have time, if you don't have the raw materials, if you don't have money, if you don't have ideas, so what are the resources that help you create or be in the state of creation of your product and service? What would make it a better place? So if you're disconnected from resources, that means that your sacral chakra in business is disconnected from your root chakra. And then in order to curate, all you have to do is to bring it back into flow. Right? And we do this with bodily processes and with business processes, and that's something we do in the program. But for here, just understand that all those chakras are connected, and that the connection of it brings the flow in your business, right? Brings this alignment. So when we look at the sacral chakra today, I want to ask you, what are the processes? What is the organization that you have put into place? And then take a step back and review if this is the right process. So for example, if you're a solopreneur and you do everything by yourself, is this kind of organization, is this kind of workflow bringing you to the place that you really want to be? Answer in the chat, so I know if this is, how relevant this is for you. And if the answer is yes, so what is it, what is the next step? How do you cultivate? How can you make this bigger? So at the beginning, you might work with freelancers, you might build a team. Again, that's again also a question of resources and a question of your abilities. What is your forte? What is your zone of genius? Is it the creation of the products? Is it your knowledge, or is it actually the giving the service, right? The sales of the service, the enrollment of the service, and the coaching or the service or the product that you are giving out. So what kind of hierarchy do you have in your business? And that means also, if you're the CEO, if you're the founder, how many people do you have on your team? And then also, how much do they have to say when? And you know, do you have weekly meetings? Do you have monthly meetings? Is there a process? And what is the process? Of course, there is a process. If you don't have a process, that's your process. So we have to look at this, right? So therefore, take a step back and look at your processes, and just ask yourself, in order to reach your goals, and the goals again, third eye chakra, in order to reach your goals, what kind of processes do I have to, or do I want to put in place so that I reach my goals, right? And if you know at this very moment that in order to achieve that you need to have a team, or let's say very specifically to have a designer, to have a salesperson, to have an accountant, then start to put this team in place, right? That's the calibration. So you know you're out of alignment from your goal, from the sacral chakra is not in alignment with the third eye, with the chakra, or with the purpose, right? With the higher purpose of your business. And then what is your task is to align this, right? And the alignment process is to putting these processes into place. And then you might go, oh, but I don't have the resources. So then we align first the root chakra in your business, right? And we go and find those resources. So there is, again, last week I had a chat about the root chakra. You might want to scroll back to find that and to get some ideas how to do that. So when this is aligned, you will find the resources. You have the resources, you have the inputs on finding the resources to put this in place, right? And as we know, the DNA of your business, so it comes as an idea, goes down through the goals, vision, you express it, you communicate about it, you share your love in terms of sales, in terms of, hey, this is the greatest product ever, come and join my service, my coaching, my or buy my product, right? And then it goes to product itself, which is the product of the sacral chakra energies, right? So with that in place, what is the workflow? Let's say you have your team. What is the workflow that will bring this creation into being, right? So if you want to have not hundreds of products, but thousands, or instead of one, you want to have 10, or if you want to have 20 clients instead of 2. So all this is like, what is the end goal in mind? Okay, I was about going down. So there is the idea, right? But the physical manifestation of this idea then starts from the root chakra. So you first have this plan, this idea in the spirit of the business, and then you go and find the resources and you put these processes in place. So your homework for this week, if you want to do it, or your let's say inspiration work, is to actually think about what organizational processes, what workflow will support my creativity to bring out those products and services or programs and coachings that I envision to have for my business. Okay. Then next week, I will share how you bring this into circulation, the circulation of the give and take, push and pull, finding the clients, doing the sales. So that all is in the heart chakra, and we will go through each one chakra every Monday around the same place. So you know, come and join those talks. And then also start to think about, okay, where is it exactly that you're out of calibration? And come with your questions. I'm here live for 8 weeks this time around to support you in finding calibration in your business. So if you're here, I'm very happy to see a little hello. And yes, so if you want to know more about how to calibrate those chakras and to have an overview over what they all stand for, so there is a link, or I'll share a link. Yay, thank you for sharing your link. So there is a link for the assessment, for the chakra assessment calibration. So putting myself these workflows in place, and I'm live at 3 places at the same time. So I do really hope that the link came through in all of the places. Otherwise, I will check and put it there afterwards, or just send a friend request and ask for the link. I'll happily share it. Because in the assessment, I will ask 3 questions for every one of the chakras, so you get an idea what they are about and where you stand currently, and you will get feedback on how to calibrate each one of them depending on where you stand with each of them. So, if that makes sense. Right, if that makes sense, so let me know, and I'll be super happy to be back next week with the heart chakra, give you some input about the flow, and yeah, so let's create those processes, those products, and have fun with your business. I love you dearly, and see you next week. Cheers.